think I've got it all sorted out. Smooth intro as ever, Stephen. Howdy, folks. Welcome to Dishonored. There we go. Or as you see right now, Dishonored. I can fix that. Ah. Well, so technically, while this is labeled a first play, I have played about 20 to 30 minutes of this, like 2 to 3 times, because I thought, I just want to get a feel for it, and then I'll like stream it or something. Then I never got around to it. So most of this is gonna be a first play. First of all, howdy to Squeak a Mouse, Vanquish, and Alice. Oh, sorry, and Emma. Welcome. Yes, I am late. Vanquish, are you new here? And I do need to change one thing because, as I said previously, perfectly smooth intro. Switch to the live chat so I don't miss anything. Let's go. I like to think I have mediocre intros. They don't have to be smooth as long as they're, mediocre. So let's get into this. Thought about doing some mods to smooth things out, upgrade some textures, and say, nah, screw it. I'm just going to go through this basic. And, So should I go for a challenge or not make people watch me replay the same thing over and over again? I guess I could probably always just lower the difficulty. I'll start on the hard. I'll start with the hard difficulty, yeah. And that'll work. You can get down with a mediocre intro. Good, because that's all I've got. That's what I've got to work with. All right, so back in the day when this game was new, I did actually watch a full playthrough of it. I think it was on Many a True Nerd on YouTube, but I don't remember much about it. Other than that it's kind of stealthy. You get weird powers, and something about things can change depending on how violent you are versus like subduing people, instead of killing them. I don't really know. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm not going to try to do completionist sort of things.
Corvo, if only there was someone else I trusted to send.
Oh, that's loud.
So that you could remain near. But there is no one else. And the Spy Master was right to insist that I send you.
I'll turn that down in a second.
The plague has taken so many, and we must find a cure. When you are near, my heart is at peace. Emily and I will count the days until you return. Hurry home, and bring good news.
Steady hand. That's it. Watch it. Cast off line. Casting off. We're away. Take us straight to Dunwall Tower. Lord Corvo has news for the Empress, and we've come a long way.
A long way to bring bad news. The sailors say there's a curse on us. Black magic.
Superstition. For all we know, there's a cure for the plague by now.
Maybe. We live in strange times. Sending the Empress's bodyguard away for a couple of months. That's unusual.
Well, this was important. We need help with the rat plague.
Thank you guys for the exposition. I appreciate it.
Ho there! We're going up.
What'd you call me?
Sealed. Ready.
Oh, you're talking to them. Hi ho.
And she's rising. Oh, at last.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn the game volume down. I'll get that in a second. Nothing right here. Hi, Squeaker.
The Empress will be waiting for your news, Corvo.
Did you just rise up through the floor?
Fair voyage, sir?
Whoa, fancy.
Corvo, she's waiting. You should go see the Empress.
Yeah, well, I'm poking around your ship, or your boat. It's not a ship. Okay. Game volume. We gotta turn that down a little bit so I don't feel like I need to yell. Let's bring music down to 60. Then global down to... Let's try 80 first, and I can bring that down even further if I need to. Subtitles good. Alright, let's give that a shot. See what the game volume's looking at. Okay, that's a little bit better. Might still get a little bit. You've got some things you could yell.
Yes.
You
yes.
are in a rare
Pressure was
form
too low.
tonight,
All these
Miss
new
Mouse.
machines touch.
Hello, sir.
Corvo, you're back.
Hey, kid.
Will you tell me about your trip, please? Were there any whales? Wait, let's play hide and seek first. I'll cover my eyes and you hide. You have time? Mother's busy talking to that nasty old spy master.
All right, let's play hide and seek. I know this is basically
Okay,
just
here we
tutorial, but I'm
go.
gonna do it anyway. Bring out the best you.
Run with me. Later, will you give me more climbing lessons? Someday I'm going to climb up to the rooftop.
Oh, come on, game. I tested everything earlier. You should have some smooth frame rates at these settings.
Let's go! Come on!
There is one thing I guess I could change. Let's turn down the anti-aliasing a little bit. That'll be simpler. Should be smoother. Oh, yeah. Alright.
Let's see if you're still good at this. I'll hide my eyes and count, and at the end of the countdown, I'll try and find you. Okay, I'm going to count to 10. Find a place to hide.
Stealth, stay behind cover, break line of sight. Yep.
One, two, three, four, 5, 6.
This is a terrible hiding
7,
spot.
8, 9, 10. Here I come. Not here.
Dumb kid. Can't even think to look behind whatever these things are.
Where are you?
Just give up already, kid.
Okay, you win. We should go now, so Mother can see you too.
Surprise. I
Did
win.
you see any monsters while
Silly
traveling to the
child.
other isles? My nanny says the big ocean's full of them, but I think she only says that to scare me.
Welcome home, Lord Protector. Stop moving, Campbell. And you, Corvo, welcome back. From wherever you've been. They sent him all around the Isles to beg for aid. A waste of time. My elixir will banish the plague from this city. Now keep still a moment, high
These games
Overseer
what years
Campbell.
aue cheap now, very much steam. I
I'm
got
not
yeah, I
so
actually got
sure
it
that
free
painting looks
from
like Campbell.
the Epic Store, which is the only reason I have the Epic Store is just for the free games they give away.
She'll see you at once.
Nope. Guys front.
They're sick people, not criminals.
We've gone beyond that
It's not enough the
question,
size of the
Majesty.
monster, but the
They're my citizens, and we will save them from the plague if we can. All of them.
Very well.
We will not speak of this again.
Mother, Corvo is back.
Thank you, Emily.
So
Leave
speak
us,
of monsters
please.
and plagues
As you
around here,
wish, Your
Squeaka, did
Majesty.
you visit this town? Did you bring the eldritch doom upon them?
Corvo. 2 days early. Full of surprises, as usual.
Sir, you look suspiciously gray and evil.
It's a fair wind that brings you home to me. What
Follow me,
news have you
Captain.
brought?
We should leave them alone.
Chances are very good.
Ominous. Give letter. There we go. Not busy plaguing someone else. Oh, that's what that was.
I hoped that
see.
one of the other cities had dealt with this before. Knew of some cure. This news is very bad. We're at the breaking point. Cowards. They're going to blockade us. They'll wait to see if the plague turns the city into a graveyard.
Are you okay, Mother? You seem sad.
Yes, don't worry, darling. Mother is fine. Wait, where are the guards? Who sent them away?
Mother, look! What are they doing on the rooftop?
What? Emily, come here!
Uh-oh. I'm sure this will go well. Block incoming sword attacks.
Emily, get behind me! Look out! Another one!
I'm not sure if killing those guys counts
Corvo,
towards like the
thank you.
bad
you
chaotic
hadn't been
ending or
here-
whatever.
No more!
Surely not.
Again.
This is like still tutorial
No!
realm.
Get away from her!
Whoa, bro.
Help me! Get
Dude.
away! Corvo!
Corvo, it's all coming apart. Find Emily. Protect her. You're the only one. You'll know what to do. Won't you? Corvo.
You know, going back to older games that are like this, they're like stylized, not
Was
super
us all.
hyper realistic.
Look at what he's done.
Upgrading the textures doesn't make that big of a deal to me.
He's killed the Empress.
It still works. It's kind of very comic
What
booky.
did you do with young Lady Emily, traitor?
Her own bodyguard. Ironic.
I'll see you beheaded for this, Corvo. Take him.
Six months since you're accused of. No, 6 months have passed since you were accused by the royal spy master of murdering the empress and conspiring to abduct her daughter Emily, royal heir. Now locked away in Cold Ridge Prison, the time of your execution draws near. I don't think it's much. I may have overestimated how much I've played because I don't think it's much beyond this that I've played before. Okay, no, probably 20, 30. That's probably accurate.
This is your final chance, Corvo. Sign the confession, and let me give you the rights to put your spirit at ease.
That's enough
Bring
for
it
now.
on.
Get out. Let's give the man some time to think. Corvo, the Empress is dead. Her daughter Emily is hidden away, and no one will ever know the
Why is
truth.
it the bald guys are always evil?
Yes, unlucky you. Tomorrow you'll be executed, but it's for a good cause. This country needs strong leadership now, someone to guide the weak. And that's where we come in.
There was nothing personal in this, even though you almost sank our plans. But it turned out well. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and someone has to take the fall. Goodbye, Corvo. Guards! Take him back to his cell.
Probably gonna regret not just killing you right there.
You should eat, Corvo. This meal comes from a friend.
Gross. Corvo, who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know that we have faith in you. Here is the key to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prison's interrogation room. Take the explosive there and plant it on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Good advice. Actually, maybe run before the bomb goes off, potentially. Make for the river and lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed there. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. And good luck. We need you alive and well for what's to come. A friend.
Any chance you'll share your food with me tonight? You'll always amuse me. How come so many people are coming to the execution tomorrow?
You know, I kind of want to make this a little bit darker. Brightness. Rat shadows. They give rats their own specific shadows. Okay, this is better.
Killed the Empress and abducted her.
Sworded hand assassinate or non-lethal. Okay, I'm gonna try non-lethal as much as I can. But if I get spotted, I'm not really gonna worry too much about trying to redo and go full sneaky.
They're as bad as us betting on the dogfights.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with
Let
1
me
week's
out.
notice.
I've got 3 days before they cut my head off.
I don't have a key, buddy.
Tell Slackjaw I'm in here. He's gotta get me out.
Oh,
shut up.
See nothing. Uh-oh.
No. Stupid goddamn.
Right, turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Thank you. Here's the question though. Can I get him out in time?
Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Alright. One more. You know, I didn't think to wonder if the unconscious guys can wake up at some point. That might be a problem later. Okay, is there a quick save? Nope, just checkpoints. Oh wait, no, there is a save, just I can't do it right here. Okay. Or can I? Oh, I can't. Just gonna delete these because they're old.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort to the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
That. Extra money, extra ammo. your stuff.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
I think I should go ahead and bump the audio down just another notch. Oh, hello, friend. I mean, I don't want it quite this dark. I do have a light right up there above the screen. It's immersive, but it is kind of hard to see a little bit. Okay, just a little bit brighter. I don't want to be squinting this entire time. Hey, look, the rats do have shadows.
Must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Oh, this is where they were sticking me with the poker. Duty officers report Corvo's interrogation. Corvo Tano, formerly the Royal Protector, will be brought in for interrogation. This is of utmost importance. The Lord Regent and High Overseer Campbell will conduct the questioning themselves, follow their orders without hesitation, and keep the torturer under control. If Corvo dies in his hands, instead of getting the public execution the Lord Regent wants, it'll be your head that rolls next. That's a boss who knows how to get stuff done. Ooh. Okay. Throwable distractions. Whoops. Actually, give me 1 second, folks. I apologize. Okay. Mm-hmm. Bit of that right there, and good to go. Hey, look at that. I'm remembering to turn the standby screen off. I'm probably going to be oversaving until I figure out how forgiving the checkpoints are in this game.
Ackworth, you lazy slug. Did you patrol the yard?
Sorry, not yet. I was gonna report that boiler leak from yesterday. Forget it.
Attention.
Just do
The
your
solitary
rounds.
wing is
Report's
off
trouble
limits
for
to
both of
maintenance
us.
crews,
I'm moving.
unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Nothing after all.
Hey, don't you owe me a drink?
I don't need shit from you. Huh?
I might need one of those bottles to throw here.
Will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Question is, how far can I throw this?
Hey, what was that?
Hey, that's pretty far. Ah, damn it.
Watch it!
Get around here!
Stop you!
Okay. I did say I wasn't going to completely reload every single time I failed a stealth thing, but I can do that. I can do better than that. I thought it was going to get both of them to turn, not just the one. We're learning.
Ackworth, you lazy slug. Did you patrol the yard?
Unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
Okay, since the distraction radius is pretty small,
Huh?
back over there and investigate.
Huh?
No, stupid goddamn Dublin son of Harlan gun.
Wow, that guy across the room is really unobservant. I'll take it. You just keep standing there. You could have seen that.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Tomorrow's execution is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but everything has to be set up today.
I can't wait to see his head roll. Not everyone did, but I really like the Empress. Still crying about that dice cave?
I don't need shit from you.
Is that a broken window? Can I get through there? I think so. Turn around. The other way.
Attention. The solitary
Oh no,
wing
oh
is
no.
off limits to maintenance crews unless accompanied by an officer of the WASP. Escort to the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance.
Alright, no perfect stealth this time. Ow! Perfect timing, press, lethal counterattack. Okay. Well, he was too far away. Not ideal, but we made it. Oh, pickpocket? No, let's try pickpocket. You know nothing.
Maybe wind or something.
Yeah, wind inside the prison. Would you stop snoring?
No, stupid.
I think, okay, I may be wrong here, but I think even actually knocking people out technically adds to, like, the chaos or whatever the bad ending is. I'm probably wrong about that. Big bada boom. You'll find nothing.
Help me find him.
I know you're somewhere around here. I'm sharp. All after each other. Spot him. I'll find you.
I have become a sewer rat. Go to sewers, stay at the prison. I'm going to the sewers. And here to poke around and try to get any kind of completion status on this game. Not right now, at least. Ooh, tasty. You've escaped Coldridge Prison with the help of hidden allies. If you can reach the Wren Haven River, they promise to aid you in your next move.
Use some kind of explosive to blast his way out. That doesn't happen by accident.
You think he had help? Who'd know how to do that?
Bottle Street gang, maybe. Watch for booby traps. Could be some down here by the look of it.
Good. If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo.
You're afraid of him? He's Sir Conan. It's all merchants and whores down there.
Kids like you never saw what he was like. I saw him fight 3 to 1 in the practice yard. He's a whirlwind.
I hope it's me that finds him.
I hope it is too.
Corvo, if you're reading this, it means our plan worked and you've broken free from Coldridge. One of our contacts has hidden weapons for you somewhere deeper in the sewers. Grab the gear, find Samuel, where these tunnels dump out into the river. He will bring you to us. A friend who will meet you soon. See, merchants and whores, Eldritch arcane whores. Jellied eels, that's what I've been eating? Alright. Suppose there are worse things to eat, but I can't imagine many worse things. Okay, mental note, the sewer rats fight back and strip you down to a skeleton in seconds. I think I've seen an appetite like that before. Get 'em, boys. Just don't get me. I'm a good guy. I am mouse friend. So do I actually have to avoid the rats now? Can't remember. Thought I'd gotten a little bit past this, but don't recall. It's been a while. Aw. Wait, am I gonna have to use them as decoys to lure rats? Amanda and I only had enough coin to buy half the elixir we needed. Even that's all gone now, and there's nothing to do but wait. We are very sick, and there's no place above to hide from the city watch. They're breaking into houses all over our district, so we'll stay here and share the last hours together. Our fire will keep the rats away, but they'll inherit this city. I don't want to have to throw them to, like, lure the rats. I'll use this guy instead, just in case. Poor Amanda and poor Damien. Yeah. Never got far enough into this to understand the whole plague thing. If there was actually any connection to the rest of the story. I have to imagine there would be. Potted whale meat. You know what? I'm not hurting, but I'm gonna eat it anyway. Chicken hawk. Ah, damn it. I saw a bottle of whiskey this weekend called chicken. Was it chicken cock? I meant to take a picture and send it to you. Like, you know, I kind of want to call you that now, but I also think that would just be weird on, like,
Screw that. That's too
just pop that out of nowhere. Yeah, your name came up over the weekend. That's right. Chicken cock.
Either way, let's just dump them down there. Let the rats eat them.
Yeah, chicken hawk becomes chicken cock after he's had too much to drink and gets a little bit belligerent. I kid, I've never seen you belligerent, but I bet you could be, if needed. Come here. Throw. Buddy, it's a good time.
Attention Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be
I
delivered.
feel like I can't eat the rat skewer without making somebody in the chat mad, so I'm not gonna. This wouldn't feel right. I would skewer a rat like that and then eat it. It's like the chicken cock you had before. It's delicious. What is down here? Okay, I thought that was going to be a disarm. I didn't stop to read trigger. Alright, let's go over here and eat some snacks. Rotten Tyvian pear. Great. No, copper wire, that's not a snack. Ah! I nearly did it again. Wait, can I throw a bottle through there to trigger it? Wait, that's drop. Ah! I was so worried about the tripwire in front of me. I just stepped off into the void. Go me. Oh. I haven't even had enough to drink to use that as an excuse yet. Barely touched this. Oh.
Attention Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the
Well, and
murder
since I
of
have
our
permission
fair
now, I'm
Empress
actually going to nom
and
on
the
this road.
disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence as to his whereabouts must be delivered to the City Watch at once.
I'm drinking mostly, basically cheap white trash beer. But there's also a splash of whiskey nearby. Okay, bottle. Ow, that still kind of hurt. But mostly just my pride. Oh, is that still already? Oh, the rocket set that one off too. Oh. Please God, don't say Steel Reserve. Hey, I don't turn my nose up to that on occasion, but no. Not. Hey, look, if you don't got a lot of money and you need to get the effect, Steel gets it done. I ain't saying it's good, but it gets it done. But no. Yeah, there was a time where my nightly routine would be, see what would it be? Down a Steel to kind of prime the pump and then start sipping on some decent whiskey so that I didn't burn through my good whiskey too fast. Then I get tired and fall asleep and not have too much whiskey. Not the classiest point of my life, but you know, that's what it was. What am I saying? I'm still not at the classiest point of my life. If I need it done, Squeaky says, if I need it done, I'll get me some whiskey. Although the whiskey, I will go ahead and say, I'll read this. No, I'll read this in a second. Whiskey, I will go ahead and say, I actually bought. I don't have a shortcut to make my webcam full screen, do I? No, I don't. So you're just gonna do the best. This Hotel Tango Rye, which is labeled like an MRE sort of thing. It's fantastic. It says this side up to store, this side up to pour, ready to drink, pour with purpose, high standard issues, served with honor, to be served and consumed in pursuance of elevated company morale. It's actually pretty good whiskey, a rye whiskey. For only being 2 years old, drinks smooth, but it's got a nice spicy finish. And I really just got it because the label is fucking awesome, and it turns out the rye is really good. All the calories and vitamins you need. Hey, does that one look familiar, Squeaka? It is a badass bottle. I mean, I bought whiskeys for bottles just before. This was a terrible whiskey, this one right here. Do not recommend it for actually drinking, but it looks kind of like a shotgun shell with a snake curled around the bottle. And it's like, oh, this is really cool. I want to buy this. No, it was really bad whiskey, and I've never, ever wanted to try it again. But I keep the bottle because it's really cool. Anyway, enough about whiskeys. I usually try to keep that off the camera so YouTube doesn't go, oh, you got to flag this as, not for kids or whatever. Shut up, YouTube. That's why I pour my drinks off camera. Anyway, greetings, Corvo, or should I say Lord Protector, as you were known before that title was wrongfully taken from you. We are servants of the Empire and the true Empress group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons crafted for you of the finest materials in the Isles, and meet with our man Samuel near where these tunnels spill into, Wrenhaven River. All haste and luck, we share a common purpose. You like to think my class level is looking up? I'd like to think that too. Wild Turkey was your preference a while back. Now I'm snooty. You're snooty and love Basil Hayden. Basil Hayden is pretty good. I've only had it a couple of times. My typical go-to for a bourbon actually is Evan Williams White. That's their 100 proof bottled in bond. For the money, it punches way above its weight class. And it's high enough proof that it mixes well. It's tasty enough that it drinks well, just neat. Holds up to ice. But yeah, there's a lot of good whiskeys out there. I've had far too many. One of the risks of working at a liquor store for a while is you justify tasting everything so that you can sell it. Although one of my favorites, and I actually have a bottle back here, it's just empty. It's not special. It was the first one I had, and I thought, this is amazing. If you like smoky, peaty scotches, I like Ardbeg Wee Beastie. Yeah. But you really got to know that you like smoky, peaty scotches, because even the Wee Beastie, which is their less peaty stuff, is it's pretty intense. Jelly, in case you're too daft to remember, look to your whiskey for the answer. It says ready to drink. I think that's a good answer. If you want your share, you'll sort it out. If not, you'll come back for it next month. Okay, there's a hidden treasure down here. Squeaky says I'm a Balcones girl, but I have a lot of Balcones is really good. It's especially good when you get it for free. Like I did one time. 3 bottles of Balcones for free. I need to convince Beard to do the whiskey trail soon. That's not going to take a whole lot of convincing. Let me tell you. Chicken Hawk says I wrote a lot of hard alcohol for myself. Unfortunately, just now getting back into enjoying a decent drink. Beer's my downfall. Yeah. I actually switched to beer because I like whiskey so much. Not the fact that it makes me drunk, because I don't actually like being drunk, but I genuinely like the taste so much I have a hard time saying no to drinking too much of it too quickly. So I don't typically keep it on hand very often. I limit myself. Combination required. Oh, look for the whiskey bottle. Where's the whiskey? Look to the whiskey for the answer. to the whiskey for the answer. Can't stand beer or wine. Yeah, I get it. Look to whiskey for the answer. So somewhere where there were bottles. Bottle Street. It's got to be here. Bottle Street. Bottles by a bed. Don't spend too much looking for this, but it's got to be here, right? Maybe down here where it was booby trapped. Booby. Dunwall Market. Huh. Picky Mouse. Yeah. I was looking for a code for that safe. I don't need it. It's not story related. But the note said, look to your whiskey for the answer. Surely that's just a standard texture on that box, and it's not 76259. If I really wanted to get in there, I could just do a Google search real quick. That looks like a very whiskey bottle. Huh. Nope, it's definitely not 76259. Screw it, I want to know what's in there. I'm sorry, that's not what I was going for. Alright, I'm not going to show the picture because it's got my nephew and his friends on it, but it's it's 4 kids all on their bikes, and all of them are wearing helmets except for my nephew, who is the son of my very libertarian brother. He's like, no, screw you. Law. My son will get a head injury. He'll be fine. He's run around and smacked his face into plenty of things already. 451. Thanks, Chicken Hawk. I totally got distracted by that text from my mother. Healing. Ooh, an extra money. That'll be nice. Right, moving on. I wish I could show y'all. It's an absolutely adorable picture.
Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
But what if no one from the squad
Ooh,
is
medicinal herbs.
Then try to make a lot of noise when you die. Knock something over if you can.
Bastard. Smells like a dead weeper in here.
I don't want to do a drop assassination. I want to kill as few people as possible, because just cuts. Nope. So much for that.
Stay alert, you worms. You're not getting away from my watch.
Well, so much for that plan. Hey, more rat skewers. Nom nom. Alright, so this is not going to be a perfect no-kill run. Didn't think it really would be, but I could have this many under my belt already. Oh, nope, turn around. You see nothing?
Tired yet? Please, not now.
It's a lot of dudes. What if we just skip past? Really need to know drop assassination. Drop from above plus kill, yes. Oh, but you won't take damage from a fall. That could be useful. Oh, I'm not sure if this is going to be a regular thing going forward. I think I'm going to give it at least a few weeks, maybe a full month, kind of like I did with Tokyo. Uh-oh. Ow! That's what I get for being distracted and talking. Yeah, I'll probably give it a month. I don't know if it'll stick around for the full playthrough. We'll see.
Keep skulking around. Just here you are. Get around him.
Dang it, I'm really bad with that. Stop throwing bottles at me.
Faster. Fall down already.
Very rude. So much for sneaking past. No, don't shoot.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress.
I'm
and the
pretty certain I actually got
disappearance of
past
Lady
this at
Emily,
some point.
heir
I
to
have
the
no
throne,
memory
has
of this.
temporarily escaped state custody. Any evidence
Maybe I just
as
saw
to
the
his
cutscene.
whereabouts must be delivered to the
Over
city
here.
court at once.
Quickly, I'm a friend. I'm Samuel, and I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. Well, they said you'd come out here. I could still
Can I call
hardly
you
believe it.
Sam?
I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
I need a moment. I'm gonna poke my nose around,
Look around
and
if
see what I
you
can
need.
find here.
I'll be here. Just don't take too long.
No. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Alright, let's go. Cool boat.
Get in. We've got a hot meal and a warm bed waiting for you.
Hot meal in a warm bed. Alright, hostiles killed, civilians killed, arms wrung, 2 dead or unconscious bodies found, overall chaos low. Okay, I'll take it. Did kill people and didn't ghost. That was detected. You too. Open jelly safe. All right, good. Yeah, I think I probably played that level like twice before. I don't know why I just never really kept up with it. It's one of the nice things about doing streaming is it gives me an excuse to go back through and play things that are just sitting in my library that otherwise I haven't gotten around to. Such as Turnip Boy, what was it? Turnip Boy something tax evasion. I'm looking forward to that one. It's Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Yeah, that's right. But I think I'm going to save that one because that's like a 2.5, 3 hour game total. So that will be kind of like a special impromptu stream. Game gets so good once you build up the skills and stuff. I mean, I've seen a full playthrough of this. Full disclosure, back when it was brand new, but I don't recall very much of it at all. But I know you get some pretty crazy abilities and such. Like I was saying earlier, the comic book sort of like stylized look
Pitts pub closed for business. Half the district
still holds up, even with the older graphic
right
style.
Under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing.
I did download an HD upscaled texture pack, which I might install, but
the watch will
I don't think
break
it really
in
needs
with
it.
swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. I'll take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Royalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Do you have any snacks around here so that I don't have to use a health potion, stem pack, whatever you call these things, guys? Ooh, I'll take whiskey.
So it's starting at last, Admiral. We've found our man. Even after 6 months in Cold Ridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes. Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress. You've heard the stories.
Yes, I have. It still amazes me that someone could
Keep in mind, while I'm peeking through this keyhole, Samuel is just standing there watching me awkwardly.
We all have our suspicions. We'll know the truth in time.
He's strong and quick. But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
This isn't one of your fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point, as always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
I'm pretty sure that line belongs to somebody else in chat, Chicken Hawk, but you know, you do you. This is actually reminding me a lot of a little bit. Yeah, it makes sense. Fallout London. With this very English-looking pub and a, well, I'm going to call Sam here a boatman. He's definitely not a ferryman. He doesn't have the voice or the beard, right, Squeaka? He's staring at my bum.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
All right, don't fess up. That's fine. I know what I got. Pancake is still cake, Sam.
I'm sure the Admiral was anxious to meet
People
you.
like pancakes.
It wasn't easy getting you here.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you. Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to
Okay.
finding young Lady Emily.
The
and
liberty
seeing
in the
her
beard
crowned
likes
as
getting rid of
Empress.
tyranny, but
We've got
thrones.
big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you
I do feel a little bit
should
drained from
introduce
earlier.
yourself to
Yes.
Piero.
Need
He's
some time to
challenging at
recover.
times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep.
Yep, I'll do that in a second. I'm gonna poke around the bar. Powdered crystal? Yes. Apricot? Okay, apricot or apricot?
Good to have you. Have you talked to Piero yet? He made the weapons we left for you on your way out of Coleridge Prison.
I didn't think it would actually cause the mission to fail. All right. No, technically, I injured him with a whiskey bottle. I killed him with a pint glass. I expected it to, like, if it was actually gonna be a problem, he'd like say, "Hey, stop that," or whatever.
Good to have you with us, Corey. Nothing against the others, but there's no
All right.
substitute for a
He can
man
take
who
one.
runs serpent. Have you talked to Piero yet? He made the weapons
Anybody
we left
else
for you on your way out of
want to ask me pointless questions?
Go see him when you
Did you do that?
I'm just saying that there are jokes here for that name. Inchmouth decor plate. I'm sorry, Inchmouth. Inchmouth. And eat your tartlet.
My furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman.
See,
The
he is
others
a
have no
boatman. He's not a
idea what
ferryman.
it's
I
like
was
to
right.
suffer as I have. Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
Ooh, I like that.
Pleased to meet you, Master
I'd put that on a wall.
I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
Okay. You mean the guy who was known as Spy Master and has since taken over the country is manipulative? Oh, this is all right, here we go. Excerpt from the travel journal of a whaler in his final years, A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2, or A Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling, too broken to continue. I've seen all the corners of the isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime, but it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the world, of the known world, and sailed in the loneliest waters you can imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandesia, even The best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men who knife each other for a good pair of boots. Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I was 100 miles east of Morley, gaff hand frozen from the sleet, as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. Man's broken from taking all that whalebone. I like your Cliff's Notes version better. Oh, Gaffer's Tale Volume 1. And, okay. Should have read this one first. Gaffer's Tale Volume 1, or A Gaffer's Early Adventures. It's the prequel. My sister Nina and I left Tybia together, saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since childhood, leaving behind our home city of Yarrow in the cold, but beautiful white landscapes we had always known. Leaving behind the city of Yarrow in the cold but beautiful white landscapes we'd always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tyvian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream. Signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and I saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever fired my spirit so, as the wind and pounding waves, racing after a wounded whale being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me, so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned. Tanned and sinewy with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes. But she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. All right. Admiralty and the Fleet. While each of the Isles has some form of naval fleet, none is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and the admirals who commanded them. Boys come of age in the cities of Bristol, hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself now represent the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to haul their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing, even as the ship returns to Dunwall. The crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies, such as the Greaves Whaling House. Suspended in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of those creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city.
Log entry 1-4. It seems we have moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit. The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location. Pendleton's voting block and my military connections. All we've lacked is the ability to project lethal force in a controlled manner against a previously inaccessible... to the point, we need a man who can kill the bastards for us. Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-Bomb. Is this off? Switch. Switch, where the hell is the...
That guy ends an audio log like Roman ends a stream. A live stream. Oh man, some of those art pieces are pretty cool. You know, I may get tired of reading all these books, but right now I'm going to read them. Okay, here we go. Sounds like you. Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2. Or A Gaffer's Final Passage. Oh, wait, no, we've already read that one. Thought we had. What about The Shadow of Bitterleaf? Finding my way by the feeble light of the dying fire, I saw her working. A large needle moved in her hand, following precise esoteric patterns, knots and loops of seamstress craft from ancient days. Beneath her needle, his body clutched and shuddered, shaking the wooden table. Oh. A morbid fascination pushed me closer until she turned her blank face towards me, resting the needle in his flesh. With a refined tone, she addressed me. So you are the lover, I presume. You too have been unfaithful, and now it is your turn to be mended. That actually sounds like a badass, like dark, like short story. I want to read the entire story of The Shadow on Bitterleaf. It's like an extra twisted Twilight Zone episode or something. Young Prince of Tyvia, excerpt from a theater play. Lord Nathan Bale shaking with outrage. How dare you, sir, clothe so in my very home? I should hand you over to the watch, depraved Tyvian. Prince Kalasar moving closer. That's a harsh welcome for royalty, my lord. Your daughter treated me with much more hospitality. Alas, she has gone out for the evening, leaving me alone. Lord Nathan Boyle, stammering, studying the younger man before him. What are you doing? Leave this house! Go back to your frozen wasteland, pale rascal! Prince Kalasar, smiling coyly, reaching out. No need for anger between us, Lord Bale. Is it so wrong for me to be here? As I've proven, I've developed an affinity for you and your family. Lord Nathan Bale gasping. Oh my, Kalasar, your skin is so warm. It burns. Those are two very different stories I just read. I'm much more interested in the first one. The second one sounds a little bit like a Tumblr fan fiction. I'm glad I decided to go poking around up here. This is fun. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, sir. Squeak. Oh my. Okay, hang on. Look through here first, then go climbing around on the rooftops. All while ignoring where I'm supposed to be going. These are my chambers? Couldn't do... I mean, it's spacious, but... Come on. What are you doing in my room?
The Admiral served in the Navy under the Empress. But something happened with the Lord Regent that drove the Admiral out. If I understand it right.
Okay. Excuse me. Let's go poke around. Probably stop ignoring all the... Okay. Try to do this quickly. Try this quickly also while multitasking. The Trials of Aptitude. After that last story, I'm not sure I'm prepared to read every single story that this game has. Squeaka says, do you have Tumblr fiction in your quarters too? No. How dare you? If not, you'll write me some about a ferryman. Oh, I bet you already have some written. All right. Trials of Aptitude, excerpt from a book on the esoteric practices of the Abbey. Once a child shows the proper inclination, he is marked. Overseers are assigned to study the subject surreptitiously in order to determine whether this inclination, I can talk, I swear, inclination is supported by cosmological conditions and other signs ongoing throughout the year. At the end of the cycle, those befitting further testing are removed from their homes some hours before dawn and must begin the march to an outpost outside the city. It sounds like the story of Ender's Game. There, the children undergo ritual preparation and evaluation until the last night of the month of rain, when they make a pilgrimage to Whitecliff. During an elaborate ceremony, it is determined which of the children will become overseers and which must be put down. That took a turn. Fairy or fairy. You know, Chicken Hawk, I don't know if you necessarily want to challenge her, because I think she probably could throw something together pretty quickly and just send it to you unexpectedly. The Fugue Feast. Excerpt from a book on the celebrations and holidays. At the end of every year, after the last day of the month of songs, we begin the Fugue Feast. The new year has not started, and thus the time that follows is outside the calendar. A period of celebration and feasting begins, during which the people abandon the very practices that keep them whole and healthy over the year. Many leave their homes euphoric with spirits or potent herbs. Some paint their faces or wear masks to conceal themselves as they pursue their passions without reservation. When the right cosmological signs are observed and it is time for the calendar to begin anew, the sitting high overseer calls for the hymn of atonement, and the Fugue Feast ends. Families return to their homes, wives to their husbands. Enemies put down their weapons, and fires are extinguished. No complaint is given for those who have wronged others, deviated from ancient codes, or discarded oaths. For this time, the astrological alignment does not exist and is not recorded. The following day starts the new year, marked on the first day of the month of Earth, as it has always been. Oh, they mean put down as in say mean things. You're a failure, little kid. You'll never amount to anything. Alright. Got dolls, flowers, and Call to the Spheres. Call to the Spheres, Volume 1, excerpt from Work Fiction, early chapters. My stomach twisted as the engines of the odd vessel roared louder. It was the creation of Okay, these made-up names. It was the creation of Orcado, third prefect from the Academy of Natural Philosophy. He was exhilarated, savoring each of the small craft's undulations. Orcado pulled a lever, and a great gout of smoke surrounded us. The smell of burning whale oil grew unbearable as the machine propelled itself upward. I was too afraid to look through the window, which suddenly didn't feel thick enough, as if knowing my thoughts. Overseer Bryn looked at me and smiled. Recite some of the litany, my pupil. It will protect your heart from the turpitude of the void on our way to the outer spheres. Undulations kinky. I'm never going to get out of here because I'm just going to, like, I'm actually having fun reading all these books, which I normally don't do in these type of games. But usually I'm also not reading them out loud. I don't read very much or talk very much, so I'm kind of making myself do it. So yes, I'm being selfish by being slightly boring in reading things instead of playing a game. So he said didn't feel thick enough, like a 20 seconds.
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
I don't even know your name. Besides, my girlfriend is watching, and I would never do that even if she wasn't, you know, just back away from me. You actually have dialogue?
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
I get that. Still, just, no. Wallace?
If
Where's
I
Gromit?
may, I am the personal assistant to Lord Pendleton, and one of the senior servants at Pendleton House, as was my father.
Get it, Beard?
Now
Yeah,
I
I've
am
got
entrusted with
permission.
this house, the home of the Loyalists. I have never seen the Admiral fail at any venture. If order can be restored to the city of Dunwall, I believe he can do it. If anyone can get your old life back, it's him.
What were you saying, Wallace? All right, let's actually get down here and get to the marker that I'm supposed to be going to and progress this. I need you to
I'll be
help.
crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil's running. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. Oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
So, what was that last thing you said, hero? Never mind.
The dispenser upstairs will provide you with a fresh tank of
So
whale
I know
oil.
there's like,
They're
you know,
heavy,
steampunk
but
and there's
you are
diesel
no
punk. So
doubt
this is,
strong
what is
enough
this,
to
like
carry
whale
one
oil
back down
punk?
here if you
Everything's
would.
running on whale oil. I don't know what those are defined as, whatever. The second solution. Let's read more. Instead of actually playing the game. Yeah, you have that problem too. Chicken Hawk knows what's up. Excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from the prominent natural philosophers by Piero Joplin. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess. Squeaka. She's intrigued. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula, sold as Piero's Remedy, a name I did not choose if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal, if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of the concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I have studied it within the blood of those so afflicted, and it is nearly perfect. Elegant, in fact. And while it is true that Piero's Remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties not fully understood, which relate to the mind itself and the spirit. It is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to the contest. For you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variants and the key ingredients making up Piero's Remedy ensure that it works better on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. Request is denied. No, I will not sign up for these purchases. Bag of powdered crystal, Tybian ore. What's wrong with the metals in the crystal? King Sparrow feathers. If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy, everything you needed was paid for by tariff and handed out willy nilly. This is my bar, and what's left of it. We're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else. So you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. If you need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the old crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. Alright, we need to get some explosive whale goo. Oh, I mean oil. Oh, so many books for me to read. Why did I decide that I was going to start reading everything?
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the
Make sure the
energy
right container is at the ready and
lies
mishandled.
we need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might, by a process of adaptation, produce high-energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time and then observe them for years if need be to see if the formulation of energetic substances developed. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
Whale oil taxes. Alright, let's read the things, since I've just decided I'm doing that. Whale oil refueling station. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regard to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tank dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refill pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tanks. They are quite unstable. This whale oil is something crazy. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once. Sounds like a pump of some kind. Yeah. Alright, okay, sorry. Piero, I've got things to read. You shouldn't leave all your books around. I have a problem. Whale vivisection. Oh, this is gonna be pleasant. Excerpt from notes of a natural philosopher aboard a whaling ship. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female some 42 feet in length. I estimated she weighed 35 tons, and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes against her bellowing. Oh, I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. But then I found row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. It's you. You're the problem. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks with lines cast from the main ship from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck and lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to Port Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it still lives. Okay, there's no way that they're leaving all this out here because we're supposed to like this society. We are going to like overthrow everything, right? Right? Look, yes, whale oil is like clean burning, but seriously, it's cruel. Commissioned by the Lord Regent in the face of growing plague crisis, the dead counter is a position that will only be given to officers, usually of junior or middle grades. In most matters of edict or curfew enforcement, these officers will defer to the acting officer on duty. However, any dead counter will have command in situations related to the plague and the handling of the dead, including those with late-stage plague symptoms called weepers in common parlance. Starting in the month of rain, interested officers may apply for the test and, if accepted, for the 2 weeks training tour. Pay will be administered in coin and rations of elixir at 1 1/2 normal pay grade. And one more book, Failed Experiments. Of course, I have attempted to improve upon Sokolov's designs. Of course, why not? After all, it is likely that his thinking was influenced in some small way by our time together at the Academy. We were all part of a community striving to unknot the mysteries of the cosmos. Even those among us who possess the greatest minds are often led to a fruitful line of consideration by, how does one say it, our intellectual subordinates. Sokolov is no exception to this, despite the glamour of genius he has cast over our aristocracy. And further, it is true that many of my experiments have failed. No need to gossip about it behind my back in your social clubs and in the very chambers of the Academy itself. Great ambition requires risk. You may laugh at my door to nowhere, but someday you will not. Your children will likely see it as commonly as you see the electric lamps lighting our streets at night. But a few short years ago, you would have laughed at Sokolov's arc pylon or wall of light. Your laughter, your condescending smiles, they are nothing but evidence of your own limited imagination. All right, Steven, stop reading books. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Save. Yeah, new aerials. Great new save. Y'all know what's about to happen, right? I just want to double check my save. I'm definitely not going to read all those books. Here we go.
Perfect. Now
Got your
plug it
whale
in.
oil. What a mess! Oh my god, somebody get that man a towel. Read them all. I guess I'm gonna be reading all the books. It actually is kind of helpful to make myself do that because even during a live stream, I don't talk very much, and I need to get used to it.
Perfect. Now plug it in.
He sounds a lot like somebody I used to know.
Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin.
Yeah, exactly. Give that man a towel.
You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them.
Oh, yeah, but then they'll know the
Hold
mask.
still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Some lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
Let's have a look. Rewire tool allows you to rewire circuitry and turn security systems to your advantage. Consumed on usage. Nice, but it's one-time use grenade. I'm not looking to... Ooh, sleep bolts. Spring razor. That looks terrible. All right, here's the thing. If I'm going to approach this kind of like I would the newer Deus Ex games, I'm just going to go with the non-lethal stuff. It might be more difficult. I can always fight my way out later on. Welcome back from the shadows, Emma. You've mostly just missed me reading a whole bunch of notes and books from inside the game. Alright, crossbow accuracy, range, reload, combat, sleep dart. Sleep dart's sedative effect is immediate even in combat. Ooh. Sword crossing, more effective locking blades. Pistol upgrade. Magnify the view, bullet capacity, bolt capacity. I think go bolt capacity and sleep bolts. Bone charm capacity. There's a joke there. Allows him one additional bone charm to be active. All right, I'm gonna do bolt capacity, and then some sleep bolts. Six, nine, got plenty of that. I'm not going to be using those too often, I don't think. I'm going to try to be sneaky. I don't know how well I'm going to be, or how successful I'm going to be at that. I'm going to try. Chicken Hawk, the charm of your bone? Don't ask me about that. Lowers dispersion, stabilizes crossbow aim. I'm just going to end up dumping all my money, aren't I? You know what? Just do it. What happens anytime I just hold on to money and supplies? I end up with a ton of money and supplies at the end of the game that I never used.
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
Good plan. Takes sleep dart out of the pack. Stabs it in his arm. Emma says, I'll be lurking back and forth between your live stream and Tony's. Ah, no problem. Yeah, I saw that he went live. He's been doing some gaming stuff recently too, but I think he's doing a music stream tonight, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to look around a bit.
Very well. You know best.
I want to go refill this other whale container with explosive whale oil. Just in case I need it later. You get a little bit snippy. Where's the whale oil below? Anything I can pick up? Star charts, southern skies, Andesian continent, Isles, crystal, Circanos, Tivia, Vice. What can I put in the self-closing vice? Ooh, Sokolov technology in the new age. Excerpt from a recent book detailing Sokolov's machines. One of the advantages of Sokolov's technology is that they share the same magnetic socket for the tanks of processed whale oil they use as fuel. When a tank is exhausted, another can be plugged into place with ease, and the process is simple enough that any common workman or even the lower guardsmen of the city watch can handle the task. Rude. This applies to the arc pylon and wall of light security systems, as well as the powered carriages used for transport by those few who are wealthy enough to afford them. The only obvious downside of Sokolov's designs is the volatility of the tanks themselves. A few incidents have occurred, resulting in damage to property or bodily harm whenever one of the tanks has exploded. Am I just going to be able to rip tanks out of like light sockets and throw them at people, or shoot the back of carriages to blow things up? This may be a little bit more chaotic of a playthrough than I thought it was going to be, because that sounds fun. Okay, my room was in the tower. Gotta go the long way. So how long does that one hit of throwing a bottle at this guy persist?
Piero, good. You'll want to get some rest now. You'll be needed.
Oh, good, he healed up.
Is the man dangerous?
Yes, very much so, but no need to fear. He is here to work with our masters.
People say he killed the Empress.
Of course he didn't. People are foolish and believe whatever they're told.
Okay. If the Admiral trusts him, then so will I.
Yep. Hey, Lydia, I've been told, I've been given, do you want to...
You can call on Cecilia for the more menial tasks. It's what she's suited for.
You can call me menial task. Can I take your key? Nope, can't take your key. I know. Apparently, that's a menial task. Thanks. Oh, yeah. Cecilia. Weren't you just the one, like, being, like, afraid of me or whatever? You know, some people are into that. I don't know. Whatever. Cecilia? Nope. Nope. Corvo, don't look desperate. Just go to bed. Play coy. You'll be fine. You're gonna have your chance. You're the big damn hero. Menial, mediocre, or both. You know, it could be both. Sorry, just working out a little bit of frustration. This seems like a familiar conversation. Corvo? Nah. Pervo? Yes. Yes! Chicken. I'm actually kind of having fun, just like being really weird with this playthrough. Doesn't feel like I've been doing this for nearly 2 hours yet. I might go another hour. I was going to get an earlier start on this, but I was having trouble picking which game I was going to play tonight. So next Sunday, I might get an earlier start. Squeak read that as porno. Of course you did. Who needs the 80s music when you can go with the red versus blue of Bow Chicka Bow Wow? Or specifically the Caboose version, Boom Chicka Boom Boom. Oh, hold on. I'm in a dreamscape. Okay, Boom Chicka Boom Boom can wait, because we've got water falling upwards. Chicken Hawk, you are the intrusive thoughts. Squeak is an intrusive thought too. Oh God.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn.
Did I just skip to the end by jumping?
The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void.
So it wasn't an intrusive
I
thought
am
from
the
Chicken Hawk.
outsider,
It was a helpful,
and this is my
time-saving thought.
There are forces in the world and beyond the world. Great forces that men call magic.
I've got a mark,
Now,
but it's on my right
these
forearm.
forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power. My gift to you. Come find me.
Right click, execute a fast and stealthy forward dash through the world. You can also use to move upward, but the distance is reduced. And alleged light to blink forward and climb up. Yeah, totally meant for that to happen. Yeah. Alright, I already forgot which direction I was looking. Okay, yes, this way. I needed to hold that longer, didn't I? Your mark has faded a lot. Mine's pretty faded right now too. The top part is almost completely gone. Yeah, mine's only got like a day or two left. Oh, I see. So that's where I'm aiming, but that's where I'm landing. Got it. Okay. I'm sorry, folks, if you have headphones in. It's in all caps. I have to do this. You cannot save her. 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 You cannot. Okay, I'm not going to keep doing that because otherwise, like, somebody's going to call the cops on me. It's fine. That's all you get. Louder, harder. I'm not go. That's a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. The note's gone. I don't know how many cannot savers there is. I'm sorry. There's dream whales. Look, I'm sorry. That's what you get. That's what you get. Oh, we're doing the whole like Fallout 4 dream story thing, aren't we? Why do games keep doing this? I know Fallout wasn't the first one to do it, but still. River crust oil fish, whale oil fish, ooh, black crab. Don't make you rewind and count. Oh, Lord, I forgot y'all can rewind. Emily's letter. We're going to keep moving on. Corvo, I am very sad. They say that you're dead like mother. But I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it in the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I don't like it. So please come for me if you can. Spiritual remedy. Oh, that helps with the mana. Okay. That's clever. Okay, so this whole dream thing is at least fairly interesting. What are those? It's like something from War of the Worlds, just smaller. Okay, this is actually doing a pretty good job of setting atmosphere. It's a lot more interesting than some games that do this kind of thing. Actually, a really badass concept. Okay, cool. Also, I think I'm going to have to call you Hawk-chan from now on, as embarrassing as that might be. And also not warn anybody or explain why next time we're playing Helldivers that I just start calling you that out of the blue.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient
I prefer
runes
mediocre
bearing my mark
trials.
in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of
Hockey-chan.
other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
That's not what a heart sounds like. A heart sounds like... Equipping the heart in your left hand helps you locate bone charms or runes. Giggity. Heart beats and lights up when you're facing a bone charm or rune. Also giggity. And it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper. The heart will whisper secrets if you press right click while targeting a person or a location.
This place is the end of all things, and the beginning.
Okay. Chicken. Quick, hold this beating heart up to your ear until it gets excited and shows you its bone charm. Good. On it, easily bone charmed. Look at the size of that bone charm. Oh, it looks smaller once you actually get your hands on it. Ugh, ain't that always the way? Once you collect some runes, open the journal and go to the power section, exchange them for powers. Oh, that's a rune. That's okay. That's why. Bone charms are obviously more impressive. Runes can be collected and used to acquire supernatural powers. All right. Dark vision. See in the dark, see living beings through walls, including their fields of vision. Representations of the sounds that you make are also visible. That can be useful since I'm trying to go stealth. I mean, not if you angle for the camera just right. That's right. You just have to make sure that you delete like the first 30 pictures before you got it just right. You don't want to have any evidence that you spent that much time trying to make the bone charm look good. Bend time, devouring swarm. Well, those all cost a lot more. Yeah, I'm going dark vision over vitality because I'm going to try to not get into too much combat. I'm not going to try to avoid it completely because that's probably just going to be a boring stream. But as long as, hey, you guys are here, chat makes this a lot more interesting even when I don't know what I'm doing. Good lighting is key. That's right, Chicken Hawk. You want to make sure you have some, like, if you got a ring light, you want to put a ring light off to the side to get some nice edge lighting on it, kind of accentuate everything. You don't necessarily really want that very even lighting. You need a little bit of contrast there.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with
The ring is important. I didn't think about that. Really helps it stand out. Just hire a good camera girl. Sure. That's another way to do it. I mean, sometimes you really need somebody to get hands-on and kind of help you position things to make sure you get the right picture. Oh, hey, look, I did find bone charms. Default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms at once in the bone charms section of the journal. Rumors of sightings. Dodd. If I'm saying that wrong, I don't care. For over a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey, without the company of my overseer brethren or the guidance of the blind sisters of the oracular order. Oracular. That's what I'm going with. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cut purses, murderers, and worse. And the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I have taken my meals with killers. At times I have ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. Ooh, there's a lot here. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the bottle street and hatter gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade, knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with blood, it's true, but I have selected my targets with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who were not fit to live, executing them justly, and using their deaths as a means of building my reputation. So far, this trick has allowed me to make my name among the murderer's colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. Squeaka, I'm trying to read a serious dramatic thing here. Don't give me the eyebrow wiggle right now. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Dodd in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concern the Abbey as much as Dodd. Or Dowd? Okay. Chicken, you're going to have to tell me if it's Dodd or Dowd. It's probably Dowd now that I'm looking at it. It is said that his mother was a witch from the archipelagos off the Penesian coast, taken captive by pirates venturing far from the Isles. Look, I don't know. I haven't heard anybody say it yet. I can barely read as it is. According to the legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with that guy still a shadow in her belly. Big Dottie. The earliest stories of a tell of a gang killer without mercy. And I'm totally gonna look this up now because I'm self-conscious. Oh, now we are? Chicken Hawk, where have you been? That's been happening for a while. Excuse me? Phone? Whenever I start typing, you start listening. You're just edging. Oh my god. You know, I forgot just how rhyming with odd and audible rather than Dowd. Okay, so I guess I had it right with Dodd. All right. I forgot just how crazy chat can get when you and Squeaker are here. It doesn't even really have to be anybody else. As long as you two are here. All right. New reports emerged of a did I already read all that? Yes. New reports emerge of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke from a nearby rooftop. He gestured, and a noblewoman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestones below. Most recently, as a new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dodd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather, dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks. They seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds, enslaving them. Say the words close. You two. Apparently he edges all the women and loves leather. Only a month ago, One young girl claims to have come upon a strange scene. Carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother, she was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district. In a narrow street, she passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Maybe don't look in. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading haberweed. An occult shrine had been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. A man she described as resembling Dodd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit as if in argument. He took a carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and the lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse. Mouse I know is not necessarily quiet. She slipped away, running until she reached her home. No, was it your windows peered strange noises? There could be no doubt Dodd is an agent of the outsider and must die, for there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life. Until Dodd is a dead until Dodd is a dead and his okay, that's a typo, that's not me. Until Dodd is dead and his corruption has been purged from the world, I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way toward him. I will not drop my guise nor don my overseer's mask again until Dodd breathes no more. Mystical fish artifact. Oh, really? Bone charms nearby. Equip the heart. I think I can find them. Pouch. Field survey notes. The royal spy. I am going to be reading so much through this game. Mice are quiet unless bone charmed. Chicken Hawk says peeping, erected things, leather edging. Good lord, Beard, what the hell are we playing? Hey. I don't know either. Field survey notes the royal spy, excerpt from the personal memoirs of Hiram Burroughs, dated several years earlier. Oh, it's a long one, too. Phrasing. This is the 4th day, month of high cold. Progress continues on the suppression of gang activity in the distillery district, but more slowly than I expected. The ruffians operating there have been cunning. I grant them that, but it's only a matter of time. I'll see their leaders flogged in public and sent beneath the royal executioner's blade. If I had my way, that mute bastard would be working night and day, removing the heads that need removing. Internally, the Empress does not seem pleased with my investigations. It seems that it is beyond her thinking, against her very nature as a trusting person, to believe that traitors move among us. But I know they do. They must. No, Jessamine would rather spend her time with the royal protector. At least he's likely to stop any immediate threat to her safety, but a strong arm is not what's needed against those who would undermine us. How would Corvo's sword stop a poisoned wine glass or an explosive delivered by courier? It will not. There are many threats around us, threats requiring meticulous efforts to police. Young Lady Emily is undisciplined, I'm afraid. Here within Dunwall Tower, she receives instruction from the finest tutors known in the Isles, yet her mother spoils her, and she spends most of her time lost in imagination, wasting her time drawing or asking Corvo to teach her to fight with wooden sticks. The girl might rule the Empire someday. Every moment spent at play is a moment wasted. Shoring up security for the main gate leading into Dunwall Tower has been another pet project of late. To think that back in his day, Emperor Caldwin left it open to the public during the day, allowing anyone to come and go as they pleased. If it were up to me, I'd seal off access to the streets entirely. But the Empress won't hear of it. The water lock is much easier to protect, and if it were the only way into the tower, traffic in and out would be greatly reduced. Someday the wrong person is going to slip in and we'll suffer for it, mark my words. No amount of security is excessive when it comes to protecting heads of state. That's quite Dishonored, there's no honor here, Hawk. Yep, makes sense. It's a long one too. Period 2024. Welcome back, Em. I'm doing more reading. Apparently I'm doing more reading than playing so far. Let's see here. The Empress also disapproves of my plans for the Sokolov devices. Sokolov himself has no interest in security, of course, but he's vain and therefore keen to see his inventions deployed in any fashion. This wall of light he's been tinkering with has promise. In any case, at least, I was able to convince the Empress to upgrade the pistols carried by the officers of the Watch. Why do I worry so when no one else seems to care? If I ever fall asleep, will it all sink into the ocean? Will the rough things clamber over the walls and fill themselves on our flesh? This is what I see in the same dream several times each month. If only I had more say in things, more authority, I could protect us all. Perhaps I have been working too hard. Dinner and an evening of conversation with a certain lady of refinement might be in order. Perhaps somewhere nice in the East Estate District. Hiram Burrows, Royal Spymaster. Wolfhound artifact. More bone charms. Wait, can I actually carry all those, or hang on? J, that's right. It's right there in front of me. Okay, I can equip. I can activate 5 at a time. Okay. Here we go again. The early life and criminal record of Slackjaw. You want the chin wag on Slackjaw? What he was like when he was young before he got his name? Oh, he's got a cool head now, but it weren't always like that in the days before he was boss of the Bottle Street gang. Time was, young Slackjaw wasn't such a reasonable man. Like most of us, he grew up on the streets, running with a pack of ragamuffins and avoiding the law, pension whatever he needed. Dark-haired, dark-eyed, smoking a pipe by the age of 10. For them born in the brothels or coming from the orphanage, it was either the gangs or working with the mud larks, and no one wants that. Some got pressed into the Navy or put down in the mines run by the Pendleton or Boyle families. As hard as it was on the streets, as hungry as we all got, at least we was free. By the time we weren't little uns anymore, Slackjaw was one to watch, usually calling the shots when we took down a farmer's cart or sidewalk street vendor. He'd come up with a plan, give everyone some part to play, and decide on the split. Most of us just went along because we learned fast that we made out better like that. More food, more coin. Plus, none of us wanted to deal with Slackjaw when he was in a rage. He worked on a couple of big jobs with Black Sally across the town, and that was enough to get the attention of the other bosses. He wasn't just a street kid anymore. Now he was an up-and-comer, which meant trouble. Another guy who fancied himself as such was Mike the Fish, who was working his way up running the protection racket among the factory women. One fine evening, we were all taking in a bawdy show at the theater house. Mike the Fish and his lot are there, and their cheap seats too, just down the aisle from us. Mike gets a wild idea. He wasn't on planning and throws a heavy ceramic spittoon at Slackjaw, hits him square in the face, and breaks his jaw. We look to see if there's going to be a blood brawl, but Slackjaw just points at the door, and we all leave with Mike laughing at our backs. So what's a lady? This says Rika Chicken Talk says you have no idea how important that question was for my buddy stationed in Korea. I've heard some stories from some guys I used to work with. Anyway, waking up the next day without telling us why, Slackjaw motions for us all to follow. He still can't say a word, so we just come along. We stop at the docks, and Slackjaw actually pays for it. A heavy chain covered in hooks. It's for fishing in the deep. Something you'd attach to a long line off the side of a ship. It's about 4 feet, made of thick links, and there are shark hooks coming off it at different angles. Slackjaw's got that thing wrapped around his left arm, dangling at his side. Not sure how he knew where Mike the Fish was staying, but when we reached his girl's house, Slackjaw throws a bottle through the window just like that. It's almost noon. There's a bunch of screaming inside, and Mike pokes his head out, looking wide-eyed and baffled. When he sees Slackjaw out on the streets, a look comes over his face that still gives me the willies. Pure murder. Mike comes out the side door bellowing like a blood ox, holding a cleaver heading straight for Slackjaw. When they come together in the street, Slackjaw spins and the shark hooks bite deep into Mike's arm and shoulder. He screams, but Slackjaw holds onto the chain. He's standing there with his jaw broken, clenched tight, with a chain wrapped around his left arm. Hooks sunk into Mike the Fish, just knifing him as fast as he can. Mike couldn't fight very well, hooked like that. and using his left hand, but he was a big guy and it took a lot of stabbing before he went to his knees. Everyone was cheering at first, but then we all went quiet. It just kept going and going until finally it was just Mike the Fish's blubbering, crying like a baby, and the sound of Slackjaw's knife. When it was over, here's the brilliant part. Slackjaw took out a note and stuck to Mike's face with a nail. It just said, "If you want a job, come to Bottle Streets." Slackjaw didn't talk right for a couple of months, but word spread fast. By the end of the year, once we had a sizable gang going, he sent out letters to the other bosses telling them that he was running a brand new crew on Bottle Street. Most of them laughed or beat up the guys who delivered the letters. Green-eyed Trish even came back missing a thumb. But apparently, Slackjaw was expecting that kind of reaction and had a backup plan. A week later, 4 of the bosses were dead. It seemed like a series of unfortunate events, but everyone knew better. One shot dead by the watch while standing in the middle of a meat market. Another slipping and falling into the water, out cold. One of the older bosses found in bed with his belly open wide and a Tyvian pear stuck into his mouth. Still not sure what that meant. And Sheila Barnsworth was found bubbling in a cauldron of hot wax. Slackjaw sent out another set of letters, offers to the underbosses, telling them they'd be treated fair as peers. He even sent Green-eyed Trish with one of the letters. All of the underbosses accepted. After spilling the guts of his main competition, Slackjaw went in for stabilizing his business, real neat-like, calling in favors, smoothing things over, giving everyone a little bit of coin or drink as a bonus, showing what he could be like as a boss. So everyone got quiet, which always makes the boys of the City Watch nervous, of course. Just let me Slackjaw series of fortune I'll find out. That's good, chicken. Word went out among the Royal Spymaster snitches, the responsible citizens group they called themselves, telling everyone working in a shop or sweeping off the front steps of their homes to keep watchful eyes for Slackjaw and his men, trying to suss out what they were up to and what had just happened. Slackjaw ain't stupid. He greased a few palms among the shopkeepers and the watch too, telling them that he was in town to stay and that things would be run properly from now on, without so much blood. He was finally a real boss, ready to settle into the business of moving whiskey, running the hound fights, and offering up the ladies and the gentlemen of the night, if you take my meaning. Then the plague came. At first it seemed like a good thing. A few people got sick and everyone wanted to buy those potions from Sokolov or Piro, health elixir or spiritual remedy they call them. Slackjaw told me he saw an opportunity. We already had an old whiskey factory with a still, but we could water the stuff down, sell it discounted. Doing the same with Sokolov's elixir was a smart plan. Pretty soon everybody in the slums was sick and business was good. After a while, there were so many people down with the plague that everyone got scared. Everyone started acting real nasty, and everything fell apart. When people can't work, they don't have the coin for elixir, watered down or pure. When the Empress died, it seemed like Dunwall would slide into the void. Spymaster Burroughs took over and the Watch started using all that new Sokolov technology. Watchtowers, tall boys, that's what those guys were, and them arc pylons. Then they put up a wall of light across Clavering Boulevard and cracked down hard. But Slackjaw surprised us again. Instead of leaving town on a boat bound for Morley or one of the other isles, he stayed and kept it all together. We get as much elixir to fight off the plague as the City Watch, with their taxes and rations. That's kept us alive so far. Crowley, Bottle Street Gang. Whew. All right. Shorter books, please. Oh, no. Another one. Okay, there's one here. You think? Okay, I've read those. Coin. Okay. Whew. Get comfortable, folks. Journal of Granny Rags, and I'm not doing a granny voice. Definitely not for something this long. Excerpt from the ramblings of a street denizen. Of course I'll tell you, dearie. I won't keep any secrets from you in the end. All the dreary days of my life are like the windows of a house. From the kitchen I can see out into the garden where the leaves and stalks are brown and bug-eaten. You can see a little lump of dirt where something was wrapped in a blanket and laid to rest along the roads of twisting vines. I am not doing an old lady voice. My throat's already hurting from trying to even do something gruff for that last book. The front room looks out across the street where the neighbors are all setting fire to their homes, barricading themselves inside, warm and snug. Don't forget about the bedroom either. It sees into a dreary alley where hooligans are playing a game with an old man. The first two are hitting him with sticks, and the girl with them is kicking at his dry old ribs. Oh, to have those bones, to boil them in a pot. No one lives in my house anymore, dearie. No one you'd want to meet. When I lived there with my husband, we were fine, fine people. Vera More, everyone would say. Your house is as grand as Boyle Manor. Better even. Your dinners are lavish, and your parties are the best. When that young Sokolov came to paint my portrait, I was nearly still in my prime. Radiant, he said. And he was just barely a man, so young, painting all the best people across the land. Everyone wanted a portrait by his hand, all my friends. I was the only one, dearie. I want to say this part. I was the only one, dearie, wet with his paint. With glistening on the canvas for a pretty coin. Granny wants the bone, says Squeaker. But it wasn't all parties and paintings. My husband and I weren't always at home, no. We traveled together, he and I, to the far ends of the Isles, beyond even, all the way to the red cliffs of Pandesia, to dig in the rock and crawl through the caves, holding up candles and squinting at the walls. Many precious things we came upon, but none so precious as the boy with the black eyes, dearie. All those marks and bones carved so deep and polished so bright. Yeah, exactly, Squeak. I brought the old bones home, hid them from my dear husband. You were more right than you realized, Squeak. Then I learned to boil them and carve them myself. They made such good presents, dearie. The little mute boy took them home. He loved them. All the time he came back with new bones for me, holding them up so I could see in his eyes, even though his tongue was still. Granny, his eyes would say to me, carve these bones for me, make me another present. And he went so far, all the way to Dunwall Tower, the royal headsman himself now. My little mute boy and his shiny sword. Better bones were what I needed, you see, better bones to carve and polish, scrape and gleam. My dear old husband was always tired. Made him soup, and then he was sick. Better bones was all. For my little mute boy carved in the name of the one with black eyes. And after my husband was gone, given away as birthday gifts. I didn't want to live there anymore. So now I'm old and don't have many to give as my presents to. It's sifting through the garbage for granny rags and feeding the little birdies that gather at my feet. No one wants to have tea, dearie. Especially those rude louts on Bottle Street. Slackjaw and his boys always meddling with an old woman just trying to make her way. In the end, we'll be together with him, you and me in the dreary night with stars above and below. And always the one with the black eyes, dearie.
Items recovered from doing so are considered state property.
Okay, now what? Let's go down there. Okay. Let's go talk to a couple folks and then I might wrap this up before I stumble onto any more books. I am kind of having fun reading them, though.
Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore. That's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Hey, you change your mind?
I had a sailor for a boyfriend once. He thought he'd strike gold digging in the Pandician cliffs. They found his ship drifting empty.
Hey, lucky for you, I'm not worried about striking gold. Idiot? Idiot?
Good day, Master Corvo.
Alright. Chicken says it's crazy in these games like Skyrim, whatnot, the detail they put into things like the books. Yeah, it really is. I mean, in the Elder Scrolls games, I never really stopped to read very many of them. I've watched YouTube videos where people went through and like kind of like chronicled all of them. But yeah. And I definitely would be skipping these if I was not doing it on stream. I'd just kind of glance at it and be like, oh, okay, that's cool, and I would never remember. I still probably won't remember it. Yeah, you found a new port to put in.
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal.
My
Once you
exploits are
eliminate him,
mediocre,
get
sir.
the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
Squeaka, I don't know. I didn't know you had a sailor of a boyfriend. Hold on. I have to do it. I'm gonna have to do this every single time. Hey, are you drinking this? Can I have this? Oh no, there's more reading! I want the bottle. Okay, the exquisite tall boy. Here we go. Excerpt from a letter of public concern by anonymous authors. What you read here is the truth, regardless of what you hear from the authorities who rule over us. It's not a matter of coincidence that the former royal spy master is the one who stepped in when the late empress fell. We who will remain nameless believe that these events are interconnected. The signs of oppression are all around us. The Sokolov designs, originally intended to provide light and warmth in our homes, have been turned against us as a means of inspiring fear and controlling our movements throughout the city. And where did this plague originate? Some say it was imported. A wild theory, perhaps? One of our members risked her life to obtain an internal report from the government, which we will be printing and sharing soon, called The Exquisite Tall Boy, extolling the virtues of this newest member of the City Watch. To those in the streets below, these virtues are horrors, spread by stilted thugs who rain down fire on the sick and poor. To these eyes, the Tall Boy is another government bully armed with incendiary devices, thickly armored and standing high overhead, looking down at the common people of the city. We know now that the Tall Boys are heavily drugged, imbibing a substance that renders them resistant to pain. Okay, so not what I thought the Tall Boys were, but also dulls whatever empathy they might normally possess. Exquisite? We think not. Copy these words and share them with your neighbors, and remember, when the tides are lowest, the truth will be revealed. Alright, I need a bottle.
What in the blazes was that?
I don't know. Lady, did you... She just threw a bottle at you. Did you... How dare she? My goodness. Oh, now you want to
Corvo.
talk to me.
Hello.
Oh, you're
I'm
Callista.
I
Sorry.
work here for Admiral Havelock.
Don't want to see how the maids look the
I'm
same.
sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Okay. This might be a good place to stop. Coming up, see, about 2.5 hours. Yeah. Screw it. I'll do about another 30 minutes. I'm having fun here. And for a shadow organization and an assassin, you would think they would keep it a little quieter. Exactly. And also, they just seem to be like throwing around the A word very willy-nilly. Keep that to yourself, folks. Sam.
Just wondering, sir, if you thought about perhaps seeing Piero before venturing into the Overseer's nest. I'd recommend going with the best gear you can get together.
Ugh. Alright, I don't think I have enough money to buy anything. No, I have a lot of money. Let's go buy some things. Where was he? I don't remember. Tower. He was the other direction? Yes. Maybe? Is there a map? Because I get lost even when there is a map. Hound pits. Okay. So probably the direction I was going initially. Yes. Nope, he's right here. Literally right next to me. Okay, already read that one. Good. No new books. No new books.
What can I do for you?
Let's talk about upgrades and new equipment. Mostly the upgrades. Short range spread damage. Let's add... Oh, auto reload. Faster further. Fast reload, auto reload, do that. Might as well. I'm gonna go all in with the sneaky stuff until it goes really bad. Then I'll wish I had gun upgrades. I will get the sword crossing upgrade though. That'll allow me to have a little bit more defense. I'm not gonna worry about that just yet. Maybe yeah, I'll get sword crossing and mask optics, and then yeah, so those give me a little more defensive options if things go south. I still got a little bit of gun ammo too. Mask optics. Alright. Bolt cap and range. Well. I did upgrade bolt capacity a little bit, but I'm going to mostly be trying to do regular sneaking now. If I was doing a full 100% like sneaky playthrough, yes, absolutely. Right now I'm not trying to think about it too much because I think about too much upgrades whenever I play Dragon Age. And it gets too difficult, I'll just bump it down off of the hard difficulty onto something else. I think it would be fun to try to do a full stealth playthrough here. I've heard good things about like, trying to do that. It's like just difficult enough. Ooh, yes. I want to go to the distillery district. I bet there's some pretty badass replicas of that mask out there that people have made. I'd wear one. It'd have to be adjusted though for the beard.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes, like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. Don't know which is worse.
Bunch of Ethernet cables and HDMI is the beard. It ended up looking like the what's the one of the ones in one of the Transformer movies had like a beard that was like all cables and such. I can't remember. I've like seen some of those movies once and most of them never. So.
Let's go. It's nearly midnight. But easy, damn it. Keep him in the boat. Mal's got to get in it.
Nice.
Hey!
What is it?
I think that last one was moving.
What?
Yeah, the little one.
Not possible. I inspected them myself. Keep working.
Well, he ain't moving no more. Yeah, it's nice.
1, 2, 3.
Good. Keep them coming.
Down with the sickness. Yeah, it's nice.
Come with me. Gonna go over here and have a little bit of a nap.
Attention, Watchmen. This district is now considered a highly infected area. Residents are to be escorted to adjacent
You're highly infected.
or delivered for immediate deportation to the flooded district. Remain in position until qualified personnel have completed the removal of infected bodies. Attention, Dunwall citizens. This is a special announcement from our Honorable Lord Regent.
This is the Lord Regent speaking. It is with regret that I announce that my term as Lord Regent has been extended.
I don't know if I need to be worried about this guy, but I'm not taking a chance.
And potentially beyond. In addition, in this continuing crisis, the overseers of the Abbey of the Everyman remain in service to the state and are empowered to enforce order whenever and wherever necessary.
Ogre Square, Golden Cat, Old Dunwall Distillery. If only I remembered where I was supposed to be going. Get past the first wall light. Optional, use the bottle street alleys. Get around the walls of light.
Thanks to high...
Probably this direction. So they took over the distillery, right?
Campbell for the generous loan of their services.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. Please clear the area when a motorized carriage or stilt walker approaches on state business. Be advised that such vehicles will not slow or stop to avoid citizens obstructing the way.
Ah, Stilt Walker. Got it.
Yes, nice.
Okay, there's going to be a lot more exploring here than I thought there would be, so I think I'm going to just go ahead and call it. Because I'm going to end up, like, wanting to check out everything here. So this has been pretty good. I actually can't believe that I didn't get hooked on this the last time I tried it. So, yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it will definitely last at least a month. Probably until I finish the game. I don't know how much game is here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the rest of this. Thanks to the chat. Emma, Squeak a Mouse, Chicken Hawk, especially Squeak a Mouse, Chicken Hawk, being the little bit agents of chaos that you are. If there's anybody else I missed, I apologize. Anyone who watches this to this point on a replay, thank you. Goddamn, thank you so much. Do the YouTube things, hit the buttons, comment, all the things. Y'all are smart. You know what to do. That's gonna be it. Catch me tomorrow night, Monday, at 8:30 Central on After the Weekend of this channel on YouTube for our review of the animated film American Tail. And then on Tuesday, you can see me on Jacob Ironside's channel, where we'll be reviewing the movie Prestige. There we go. Took me a minute. The Prestige. So 2 good films. Looking forward to getting to that. Thursday evening, Beyond with Roman of the Empire, we talking about some of our favorite war movies. And then after that on Thursday, hang on, before I get to Thursday. Wednesday, Dragon Age Origin, right here. Thursday, Roman of the Empire channel, war movies. And then after that, it's going to be the debut of, if everything goes to plan, 7 Days to Die with Beard of Liberty and Squeak a Mouse. And then Dragon Age Origin again on Friday. I know that's a lot. Y'all know what to do to follow me and figure out when I'm going to be where. So I will see y'all around. Thanks for joining in. And as I remember to go to my shortcut. Bye.